Hey guys, today we are going to unbox another Final Fantasy statue, but this one is not part of the lines that I currently have. This is a new line of Final Fantasy statues that I will most likely be collecting in the future. Anyway, I've already sliced this one up because I actually don't know what this statue is, and I was quite curious before everything else because I was accounting what statues or boxes I have here. Anyway, let's start with the unboxing or removing of the other box inside. So we have some white Spyros here. The box is badly beaten, as you can see. The statue is fairly heavy, I would say. Anyway, here is the art box. We have the studio's name here. We have this guy here. I'm not really sure what that is. We have a logo of some sorts here. Anyway, this is from the Final Fantasy X line, I would believe. Okay, so we have the usual black foam and Velcro strap. Statue will be very small. This will most likely be a museum type statue like the rest of my Final Fantasy statues. Okay, so as you can see from above, this guy is Auron from the Final Fantasy X game, and we're gonna get the base first. The base is actually quite nice. I'm not sure why it looks like this. I actually forgot the game already. I forgot the lore. I forgot the lore of the character. Anyway, here is the base. It seems to have a acrylic protection here, and there's this sticker inside. You could actually see some part of it. It's not a sticker. I think it's paper. Edition size is 110, and I got number 65. Okay, that's the base. One of the swords is right here. Quite nice, very clean. It's a bit loose. Yeah, okay, so the sword does move inside the hand, so be careful with that, might break. What else is there? Here, there's something very small here. Oh, okay. We have the sunglasses of Auron. We have this thing, I think it holds his liquor. Lots of fragile stuff. And we have his necklace, and I believe something that's part of his hair. We have a right hand here. Now there's two right hand. I'm not sure. I think the sword would also go inside if you want to. And we have a left hand here. Actually, the hands kind of look small. Hopefully it's not under scale. Going back to the first layer. Okay, let's start with this. We have the, what do you call this? Like the authenticity card. It doesn't have anything written on it except for a photo of Auron. We have the stand. All of their statue actually has this. And we also have this acrylic or plastic protective thing. Anyway, the portrait is here. We have one of the swords again. It's most likely that this is Auron's ultimate weapon or sword, and this is the weapon you get when you start the game, since it's quite simple. Okay, Auron is here. The statue, I mean the body is quite heavy. I think most of the weight is here. His left foot does have a key and peg, which goes to the base like that. It's the first time I've seen a base like this. Oh, by the way, Auron came in one piece, almost one piece. And the portrait is here. Okay. Let's try and assemble the other stuff. Left arm. Oh, my bad. I thought that it goes there. Okay, left hand there. Right hand will rest on his back like so, I would believe. I don't think it's possible. The egg seems to be quite loose, or the magnet isn't strong enough. Anyway, let's try and position it properly. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, this won't happen for sure. Let's try and insert this thing. You remove the shaft, then insert it and put it back. Then let's try this. This one kind of fits better, but not sure if the magnet is strong enough. It's a bit scary. I think it needs a key, not just magnet and the peg. Anyway, seems to be holding fine. Next would be the shades. I'm not sure if he's supposed to wear the shades. Okay, I guess he does. This thing goes here. It actually has a magnet inside his leg. Then we put the beads. The hair, I'm not sure where it goes. I'll figure that out later. Okay, so before we start, I would just like to say that those two accessories goes here. There's actually a magnet behind this, like Auron shoulder pad. So you're supposed to only, I think, install one of them. Anyway, I have both of them installed. They go here. Anyway, to start, Auron stands at about 20.5 inches tall with the sword at the highest point of the statue. I think it'll be a bit more if you go for the other sword stitch out. The base has a depth of 10.5 inches deep, and finally a width of 17 inches wide with this sword switch out, and 17.5 if you use this other sword switch out. Like the other Final Fantasy statue by the company, this is a museum type statue with a very small base. The base is actually just 10.5 inches wide and deep. The base has a castle feel to it with a portrait of what appears to be a samurai on top. Auron is on his usual pose, left arm inside his coat and the right hand wielding his sword like this. Speaking of swords, this statue does come with a forearm switch out with the sword. The one I have on is Auron's celestial weapon, which is the Masamune, and this is Auron's basic katana sword weapon. Moving on to the scope, the statue has lots of textures, from his leather boots to its metal armor on the front. His gray pants also has cloth-like textures, as well as his red coat. In summary, everything has textures, literally. You could also see some stitching on his boots but aren't that visible, and it's almost erased actually. However, the stitching on his belt is much more visible and quite clear. I think his arms are printed differently from his body, as you can see clearly the seam they're trying to hide. It's not the best of work in my opinion. Moving on to his portrait, very nice resemblance to the character. Also has lots of hair strands which looks really nice. Even the facial hair looks really good. Finally, my only concern is the scale. Auron's height based on Google is 183 centimeters. So his quarter scale equivalent would be 45.75 centimeters tall. They actually got the scale right, or the height right. They just sculpted his arms like female scale or size. Anyway, this is just my opinion and could be just a problem with me. In case you're wondering, I am comparing the statue to my other Marvel statues, but if you compare him to other statues created by the same studio, the scale is actually fine. Lastly is the paint. The paint on the base is fine. Like I said, it feels like it's part of a castle. The print on top seems very sharp and vibrant. Going to Auron, everything looks great, even the skin tone. I think they captured the character really well. Also, the statue I believe has glass eyes, the same with my other Sephiroth statue. It's actually really nice, definitely a great addition to the statue. Hopefully the next one will be metal swords, but I'm pretty sure metal sword will not work on this specific pose or statue, as the sword would be extremely heavy and it might fall. Maybe in the future at least, maybe make the weapon or the sword chrome plated. To end, I'd rate this statue an 8. It's a pretty solid museum type Auron in my opinion. If you're into Final Fantasy X, you wouldn't go wrong with this one for sure. I actually also have their Yuna on pre-order and should probably ship sometime this year. Anyway, if you want to check out other Final Fantasy unboxings, you can check out my unboxing and review of the same studio's Red 13 from Final Fantasy VII.